Okay, everybody. If you're here, just type I am here. I can see 5 people, 6 people. Okay, just say I am here so that I'll be sure that you can hear me. I am here, yes. Roberto, I see you. Excuse me, let me come up a bit so that you can see me clearly. Angie's Poetry. I like your name. I like the fact that you're using your name to advertise, to use as your YouTube YouTube name. That's your YouTube profile. Has poetry in it. It means you are sold out basically to the cause of doing poetry. Hey, my fellow farmer, Michael Osiago. Michael is a poet at the same time he farms he farms mushrooms. Yeah, do you still farm mushroom? Kelito, welcome. Okay, so let us not wait for other people. What is the most what is the most money you've made in a month from poetry? I would like to hear. So I won't be teaching people who are better than I am. I want to be as practical as possible before I go and teach people who are making 15 million from poetry every month. So what is the most you've made from poetry in a month? Hello, Deborah Awelewa. Oh, you haven't made Jack. How long have you been doing poetry, Roberto? In one full month? The most. I said you're the most. 100K plus. Okay, okay, okay. He's my old student, so I expect that. I expect that. Michael Osiago, nice one, nice one. 100,000 plus. Okay, 5 years ago. All right. So maybe it's time for you to step up. Maybe this very teaching is for you. Good evening, Okpeyemi. How are you? Okay, no problem. It's fine. You're starting the right way. Okay, guys. So if you have what's the book? How to be a millionaire poet in weeks. This is exactly what we are talking about, right? Everything in the book is what not we're not going to talk about everything in the book, but everything we are going to talk about here is already in the book. So if you make 100K every month, if you make 100K at least, that you can make more than that. If you make 100K every month, how much would you have made at the end of the year? How much would you have made if you make 100K at least every month? How much would you have made? Can you hear me clearly? 1.2. Okay, so that means if you use 200K to maybe feed or do other things, which is not possible, by the way, you spend more than that. It means you have made a million naira. But does that make you a millionaire? Favola, have you spent on poetry? All of you said you have not made money from poetry. Have you spent on poetry? But the truth is this, right? Is garbage in, garbage out. The most, if you invest in whatever it is you are doing, but you invest wisely in whatever it is you are doing, you're also going to reap from it. Some of you are even saying it with anger. I've not made 1 naira from poetry is for poor people. But the truth is, the reason what inspired me to even write Become a Millionaire Poet in Weeks, what inspired me to write it was because there was this day that Tunde Ednot posted a meme of somebody saying to okay, a lady came to her father with a spouse, like her partner, husband to be. And when they asked the guy, what do you do for a living? He said, I am a poet. And then the father of the girl was very pissed. Say, what is that one? You now turn to the daughter. Do you want to die wretched? Do you want to die poor? And in the caption, Tunde had not said, it'd be like, say this father never meet Graciano. I was mad that day. You know, I was both angry and happy that, oh, so people have been seeing me. Like I said, I always say to my students, people are watching you. You may think nobody's seeing you, but people are really watching you. All right. So if you like, hide the monies you make, people are still going to find out, right? All right. So what am I saying? That inspired me to start teaching how I've been able to make money, how I've been able to make money enough to take care of my immediate needs. The truth is, no matter how good you are as an artist, no matter how good you are, skillful you are, if it does not solve your immediate needs, you are going to be a burden to people, and you're going to be frustrated with your skills. You're going to be frustrated with your talents. So if you're making money monthly or maybe weekly from poetry, and you have financial intelligence. That's why Sticks and Stones is important. Get the book Sticks and Stones. If you have financial intelligence, you'll be able to save and invest more in your poetry. All right, invest more in your poetry. Everything you do should be an investment. Everything you do should be an investment. Everything you do, from the hair you make, the bangle you put on, the shirt you put on, everything should be an investment. And do you know who a good manager is? We are going to get into the nitty gritty fully, but do you know who a good manager is? A good manager is somebody who uses less to make more. So if you use more to make more, you're not a good manager. If you use more to make less, you're horrible. But if you use less to make more, so they give you 50,000 naira, you can even quadruple it. You can make it make 4 times that amount. You're a very good manager. People are going to want to invest in your art, right? But if they give you 200,000 naira, and next 2 weeks you are returning with 5,000 naira, then that's horrible. That's horrible. So let me ask you a question. If someone invests 500,000 naira and says, do only poetry, I'm coming back to take my 500,000 naira plus another 100,000 naira as my interest in 6 months. Can you do that? Can you give the person the 500K plus the 100K? Is it possible for you to do that? Be very honest. Look, I'm going to ask you how you are going to do that. So be honest. Yes or no. Just say yes. If you can live up to the expectation, say yes. So why can't you? Roberto, why can't you? You can. I'm not saying you should go and invest in mushrooms, in poetry. Okay, Michael Osiago, just hold on. Let me listen to the answers of the new students. Nobody else is answering. Okay, Michael Osiago, how would you do that? What are you going to do with 500K to quadruple it, to make 4 times that amount in six months? It's not whether you will like. Of course, everybody will like. I'm saying, can you do it? Liking and being able, they are different things. I can do all things. It's not the same thing. Is as you should do all. Look for how to charge it. Look for how to charge it. Look for how to charge it. Get a power bank. I told you to prepare. When I said prepare, this is what I mean. My light went off. I had to get someone to fix it. That was why we delayed. So look for how to fix it. I'm just coming back from an event. You see, my phone is at 52%. I made sure I kept it on so that I can be here. Okay. Okay. He says, I have a friend who does poetry eve. Okay, every gathering where poets perform, and there's a token of 1K or so per attendee. Okay, and there are over 100 people attending. Is that what you're saying? What are promotions? Who's going to promote the event? Or does he have like a newsletter where he sends message to everybody and people gather? Okay, while you answer that, let's just go straight to the point. So I'm going to divide how you can make money into two ways. 15 of them in total, but there are over 30 of them I mentioned, 25 of them in the book, right? But I'm going to talk about 15 of them, and then I'm going to tell you five that are the ones you can start now as a beginner poet. As someone who is like Roberto, who has never done anything. Sorry, not Roberto. Somebody said she just started. She has not even done any poetry yet. So, somebody like that, I'm going to mention five ways you can make money from spoken word poetry, and then we'll mention another 10 that you can, that is long term, right? 10 that is long term, you would work your way through to getting that. So, maybe if you start now, in 6 months, you start earning another 100K from that or those other ones. So, what I'm saying is there are five ways you can make the least 20 25K every month from each. So if you make 25 from this, or let's say 20 from this, make another 20 from this, make another 20 times 5 is how much? Nepal has done their worst. Yes, yes, yes. So let's just continue. So I'll just hit it back to back. Let's see if we can round off. Let me time myself. Let's see if we can round off before 10. This is 9 o'clock on the dot. Let's see if we can round up before 10. Where are my notes? Okay. Can you see me clearly? Okay. So let's just continue. Let me go to my notes and then pick them out. So I'll just pick the points and then elaborate and make sure you understand each one. Are we on the same page? 。 All right. So first of all, I have to tell you, none of these methods are easy. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. It might even take some money for you to do it, right? But I'm going to mention them and tell you like how much you can use to start each of them. So one is that you can this one you can use 2,000 to start it. You can use 2,000 to make 20k, 25k in a month. If you do this very one, I'm going to talk about this first one. So it is writing custom poetry for people and charging for it. Custom poetry means for each person you write a poem that when they read it, they'll know, na me, oh, you understand? So that's what custom poetry is. So for instance, if my girlfriend or my wife's birthday is next tomorrow, you can send me a message and say, I have a poem for your wife that will make sense. So I can write it for you and put it in a very nice background. You can frame it and give it to her, or you can put her picture somewhere and the poetry around it, maybe with the shape of love around the picture. And if you want, you can frame it. If you want me to frame it, this is what it's going to cost you. All right. So you can do that to many people. And when they accept, you go ahead to ask. The reason why you have to contact them is one, because you need them to pay you, obviously. But secondly, because you want them to tell you about their wives. There are some things about their wives that no one else knows, things that they hold very dear. So you don't want their wives to read it and it looks like something they wrote for somebody else. So you want the wife to read it and be like, only my husband could have done this. I wrote one for somebody in 2020, and everybody felt like, this man is now a poet. People were reading, they were listening to the poetry. He sounded like me, but at the same time, the content was like what only the man could have known. So when he was done, and she was crying everywhere, tears everywhere. She was crying and she was really overjoyed. She hugged him because they were really personal stuff. But even me, I was so emotional when I was done writing it. But it made sense because she felt like it was custom made for her. She felt like it was a personal message from her husband to her. So now most people know this way of making money, but they don't know how to go about to talk about clients. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you. So this is how it works. I won't lie to you. First of all, you would have to be known. These people will have to know you as a poet, first of all. So it means you have to put out content, if possible, put out like 6 videos on your socials and pin them, so that when they come to yours, even if they don't recognize you, they come to your profile, the first thing they're going to see poems. So they will know that, oh, you have done it. If possible, put up the poems you have written for other clients or testimonials from people who really loved what you did with their spouses. So let them see it and be like, okay, this one is nice. Oh, and let them start watering. Let them feel like, wow, if this happens to my girlfriend or my wife, she's really going to love me more. So let them see it and start um imagining that happening with them. You understand? So this is how you can go about it. Then of course the easiest one is birthday. Most people, when it comes to weddings, is the women that are in charge. I don't know whether you are aware. Weddings are for the women. Most men don't have a say when it comes to wedding. So avoid wedding for now until you become big. Remember, I'm talking to those who are just starting. So what you're supposed to do is to go to your Facebook. Of course, you might have to have up to how many people? 100 times 30. That's 3,000 people. You need to have about 3,000 friends. All right, 3,000 friends for you to be able to do this. All right, so every month, at least 3,000 friends. Every month, send messages to about 100 people. Send messages to 100 people on your Facebook. Look for those. Go to the the birthday, what is that thing called? The birthday page of Facebook, you will see the names of people whose birthdays fall within, for instance, April. You can go there this March and check for April. So you can send messages, do a custom made message, or just write a message, like one message. But when you are sending it, put their names in it. Dear, my name is, I am a poet. I have been inspired to make the birthday of your spouse really special with custom made poems for her from you. Why it is custom made, why it has to be custom made, is so that she will feel like you wrote it for her. I'm going to write the poem in your voice, in your tonality, and with the right content that only you know. Imagine you now send some of the things you've done. Imagine this sent to her on her birthday, framed with her picture in this spot. You can circle it and be like, what do you think about it? So let the person respond. The truth is, not everybody will respond, but for those that are going to respond, maybe let's say half of that respond. If they respond, then you can start telling them, this is what I charge. Now, this is what me, I'll recommend that you charge, because you are just starting. I recommend that you start with, okay, you are going to divide it into categories. The first category is that you are going to write the poem, custom poem, and then put it in a, you know how those greeting messages are, right? The designed template. You can use Canva to do it, or you can meet a young graphic designer and beg them that or you can tell them to collaborate. No need to start begging from the beginning when you're just starting a business. You can start with collaboration. But if you ask me, I'll say you should make use of Canva. Canva is easy to use. You just go there, put that the poem you have just written, and then maybe put your logo somewhere, very small. Let it not be noticeable. The truth is, you want to use that to boast that you have done that before. You understand? So you want to do that. So tell them that this is what you can do. And then when you ask the questions, you get personal messages, you coin it into a poem. Please don't use ChatGPT. I gave some of my old students some questions. I gave them a task to write poems, and we're using ChatGPT. By the time you use Delve, Dive, use Tapestry, and the other stupid words that ChatGPT always uses, people are going to catch you. And the truth is, people don't pay you for what they can do for themselves. So if they are meeting you, it means they know that ChatGPT is there, but ChatGPT um, cannot frame or cannot gather the emotions attached to the kind of conversation they would want to have in a poem. Don't use ChatGPT. All right. So write this poem, 10 lines, 15 lines, and you are good. And then send it to them. So you can charge 3 to 5,000 naira. You can charge 3 to 5,000 naira for just the when you're also doing the design, make sure that the quality is large enough. The quality, hello, I'm teaching. Hello, hello, hello. I'm in class. I don't need noise there. So make sure that it is in a page that is large enough. By large enough, I mean something that if they print it, it will not look shredded. It will not look it will not look dirty. Like it will not look like something that was printed in at the backyard. So it's going to have some good quality, no matter how colorful you made it. The colors are going to be represented properly. So make sure you use a high resolution. That's the word I'm thinking of when you are doing the design. All right. Okay. It's better that it is large. It's too large. Then they will now shrink it before they print. They now shrink it. That's if they are printing. Okay. So what you're going to tell them is that for that 3 to 5,000 naira category, you tell them that they will get the card as PDF or PNG, but that you're not going to print it for them. So they can go ahead and print it and free meet. Anything they want to do with it, they can go ahead and do it, because what they are paying is just 3. So what they are paying for is for you to write, is for you to ideate with them and then write. So 3 to 5 thousand. Sorry, in 4 to 5 people in 1 week. Okay, 5 people in 1 week, then times 4, that's 100,000 naira. Understand? So if you can write to 100 people, maybe every day for 3 days. If you write to 100 people every day for 3 days for that 1 month, that's 300 people. There's no way you won't get up to 20 people that will accept, especially if your prices are very low. If your rates are very low, people are going to want to work with you. What I'm telling you now looks like a very difficult task, but it is difficult when you're writing the text, when you're sending messages to them. But it's a possibility that a lot of people are going to say, yes, I'm interested. And when they do that, what will you now do? You have to start writing poems for like 20 people. It's not easy, because you need to ask them questions for you to respond. I have a I have a consistent client right now from Dubai whose girlfriend is in Nigeria that I always write for. Okay, so almost every 4 months, I write something for somebody. It's either their birthday or their anniversary or their murders, or it's the day that he traveled to Dubai. He's now in Germany. Sorry, he's now in Germany. So from Dubai to Germany. All right. So these are things you can start. You can even have returning customers if you treat them well. So how you can do that successfully? If you have contacted them, you can tell them to come to your WhatsApp. That's what I do, because I chat easily on WhatsApp. I don't like chatting on Facebook or on Instagram. But you can send them the message on Facebook. You know why you should send them a message on Facebook? If you know, tell me. Type it as a message. Let me see. Let me be sure that you're following. Why do you have to send them a message first on Facebook? Yes, yes, yes. I'm waiting. Why Facebook first before any other place? Yes, yes. That's very brilliant, Roberto. Because Facebook shows you the birthdays and other things. Yes. So okay, look at it from their end. Why? Come on, clap, clap, clap. Okay, this is not Zoom. I would have loved to hear you people clapping for Michael, because you should not. You should, as an artist, hold your ears. As an artist, stop thinking about yourself only. As an artist, as a writer, you can do anything you want to do. But my students who are poets are not just writers; they are artists. So as an artist, you should always think of your audience too. Think of the person you are working with. So from their own perspective, the reason why you should do it on Facebook is so that they can look you up, because there are a lot of scammers out there. They want to find out who is this person. Might pay you 5,000 for what? So let them look you up and see what you have done before. All right, and see that you are consistent. What you are saying is consistent with what you've been doing before you now tell them, let's go over to WhatsApp, let's go over to, you understand? There is no way, I promise you, there's no way you will send to 300 people. It's not possible for you to send up to 300 people whose girlfriends, how are you going to find out their girlfriends or their spouses? Most people always put it on their profile, husband to wife to. Other times, if it's a girlfriend, you will see it. By the time they post, maybe a year before that, they would have done something, posting their girlfriend and saying, "You're the love of my life. You're the other one. You're the cockroach in my cupboard." Oh, you have been doing it for free. Hey, there's nothing wrong with doing it for free, but now you should start charging, which is even a better way. If they really appreciated what you did for them for free, you can now start charging for it. So 5,000 times 20 people is how much? Let me be sure you're following. If you do for 20 people in 1 month, how much have you made? 100K. All right. So 100K number one done. Let's go to 100K number two. 100K number two for a beginner poet is that you should organize poetry workshops. Poetry workshops. This one is a bit dicey because you need to show proof. Everybody gives advice. Nigerians especially give advice not because they like you, they give advice because it's their hobby. People just want to give advice so that you know that, man, this guy the advice person. That's why you see, that's where you see somebody who has never made 500k telling you that, see, I know how to make this money. I just say I know how money to start. You can make money without starting first, without using any capital. Make money, make 5,000 first, then use the 5,000 to make 100k. Remember, I told you it's with 2,000 you can use to make this 100k. With 2,000 naira data, if you buy MTN 1 week data, 2,000, that's about 7 gigs. You can use it to send all the messages and make all the designs. As they're paying you, you can use it to replicate to keep going. All right. If you have up to 100k, you can buy data for 1 year, 1 terabyte MTN, and then it will serve you for at least 7 months if you're a heavy data user like me. All right, let's keep moving. We have a lot to talk about. So when I finish the one for beginners, the one for advanced poets, I'm just going to nibble on them because that's not really your place, but I want to believe that most people are just starting. So virtual poetry workshops, you need to put out content that will help poets. Okay, you can use 2 weeks to do carousels. You know what carousels are? The ones, those posts you see on, Instagram that you would have to flip like this. So that is the best way to teach, because on Instagram, then on Facebook, you can use stories. You can use your own stories showing your challenges as a poet and how you overcame them. All right, very practical stories. So if your target audience are poets, you can use that to to do your teachings, by the time you do, for maybe you do a 30-day challenge where you post things that really matter. If you don't know what to write, go and ask ChatGPT about the challenges and frustrations of poets. She will tell you, and then you don't ask her for the solutions, you answer them. If you're a poet and you have really gone through all of those frustrations, you mention how you overcame those frustrations, those challenges, and then from there you can create content. So honestly, teach the way I'm doing right now. I'm not holding anything back. I'm teaching everything I know as if you are paying. You understand? If you pay me 1 billion naira, this is exactly what I'm going to teach you. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not teaching you anything on a surface level. I'm teaching you everything. The truth is, if you teach people, if you give value, by the time you start charging for your master classes, those people are still going to pay, because they believe that if I'm not paying and I'm getting this, it means there's more. So it will even help you to go and research more to help them, because you want something to give to them that will be premium content for people who are paying you. You understand? So that's what happens. So when I come to teach in a free class like this, I give everything I know, so that when you pay for the master class, I will be under pressure to do more than what you have paid for. Do you understand? So that's how it works. So give all you know about that particular subject. In fact, if it is controversial, the better for it for you. I remember in 2014, I bragged that I was going to teach the worst person ever who does not know anything about poetry. I'm going to teach the person how to win Islam, and the person is going to win Islam. And everybody said, yeah, poetry. Most people attacked me. Most old folks, they attacked me. They said poetry is a gift from heaven, that it is a spiritual gift. I'm like, nope, it's a skill. Poetry is a skill, and anybody who learns it can work with it. And before you know it, it went viral. That conversation I had with them went viral, and more people came to me to learn. That was how I met Samurai, a poetic samurai. How many of you know Samurai, poetic samurai, Samson Aremu from Ogun State? That was how Samson Aremu came on board. Samson Aremu, 2 months, a bit 3 months later, we met. We met again in August, September, October, November. In November, he came second position at War of Words 4. For Word 1, he came second. He entered for another competition, he came second. This was somebody that they told that he can never amount to anything because he had the H factor, he had grammar issues, he had all the challenges basically. But we were able to navigate through all of those challenges and help him become a better poet, even more than those people that said they were talented from birth. You understand? So I believe poetry is a skill, and like every other skill, it can be learned. It can be learned. Okay, so you should find out those challenges. The worst thing you can do is to ask ChatGPT to teach you the solutions, and then you now make sure you answer from your perspective. If you have those challenges, um, try to work around the challenge so that you find answers that you can give to people. So people will run to you if really you have experienced these things and you've overcome them. You can't be writing about um, um, stage fright when you have not on stage. So go on those stages, if possible, perform for free so that you overcome. Find Make sure you overcome that stage fright. Then you tell people how you overcame that stage fright. With that, you can now teach. Okay, by the time you do that, by the time you put out those content, very short and precise from your own perspective, original content. If you do that for 30 and then you ask people that you are taking just five students, let them just pay to 2,000 naira. Maybe put all of those things you have taught now in a small ebook, right? Put them in a small ebook and tell them that they are going to join this class. If you join this class, I'm going to give you my ebook, and if possible, join groups online. There's a growing need for groups online right now. Create your own group online where you can be teaching for free. Then join groups online too. Tell them that you add them to 5 groups online where they can learn these things. Do you understand? Okay, so what you have done is you are creating values. Okay, you are giving them offers they cannot reject. For 2,000 naira, you can join 5 poetry groups for free, where you will continue to grow and learn like me or with me. Then you can also get my ebook that talks about this, and this. After I teach you, you can also join my whatever, maybe my broadcast list, where I'll be giving you tips on how to improve. Also giving you links to uh, places you submit your poems to win slams or to win competitions, or for you to submit to a magazine, a poetry magazine. So you can do that. I'll teach you how to do that later. So these are things you can learn and offer it to your students for 2,000 naira. A lot of people are going to take it. A lot of people are going to take it. If 50 people join for 2,000 naira, how much have you made in 1 month? If 50 people join for 2,000 naira, how much have you made? 100K in 1 month. Now, let me give you one tip. So, in order for you to make it consistently, if 50 people join for 1 month for 2,000 naira, are you sure? Ah, thank you. Thank you. You have to know mathematics, so it's not by speaking BB grammar only. You have to know how to calculate money. Somebody said he doesn't know how to calculate until you add naira or dollar in front of the calculation. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so in order for you not to skip any day, in order for you not to skip any day, for instance, we last time, what we talked about before we talked about workshop, we talked about what? We talked about writing custom poems, huh? All right, no issues. We talked about writing custom poems. Okay, so you can start now to do custom poems. You can start now to write to people whose birthdays or whose spouses' birthdays are in March. You can start now. Are in April. You can start now in March to send them messages and tell them, please, this is what I'm about to do, and I'm taking only 20 people. Please jump on it. It's just 5,000 naira or it's just 3,000 naira. So if it is 3,000 naira, it means you have to write to more people. If it is 5,000 naira, you just need 20 people, and you're fine. You get it? Okay, so you can write to these people and then you wait for them to start responding. Now, as they are responding, you can't wait. You can't be doing only writing poems only throughout that month. You should start planning for the next month. You should start planning for May in April, the way you plan for April in March. So you can start writing one poem every day. Sorry, you can start teaching, like giving solutions to problems. Once one post every day, one post every day. You can, in fact, you should write for 1 week in one day. So you should write 7 content in one day. Since you're not writing on any trend, so it's not like you're waiting for something to happen before you will write anything. You can follow the challenges that most people complain about. You can ask ChatGPT, like I told you, ask ChatGPT about the challenges, then you answer those questions from your own experience. So you can write the first 7 days one day, the next day you write why you're writing poems for these people that have told you to write to their girlfriends. Do you understand? The idea is so that it is not when you get to next month you start saying, oh, let me write content for. No, first day or second day of April, you should be able to write 7 content for that week, so that the next week you can write another 7, so that you won't have to start waiting. When you are done writing 30 content, the next month you'll just be posting. So what you'll be doing is, if there's anything trending, you can use that story and twist it back to what you've written before. It will make sense to them because it will look like it's trending. It will not look like you wrote it since, because you have written something and then, for instance, I wrote something about Akanala out, where I was writing about football, the football slangs we used to use and how it relates to business. I was talking about Akanala out, and I've written this stuff, this very chapter called Akanala out. That's if your hand touches the ground, you are out. I had written something like that since like 2 years ago or last year, but this year was the year that Daniel Alves was sentenced to prison, for making that very big mistake. So what happens to his name? Because a lot of businesses attached to anything art, anything football, sport, entertainment is a personal brand kind of business. So if you mess up with your personal brand, most of them are going to withdraw whatever business deals you people had. Okay, so it's happening to Kanye West. It happened to Daniel Alves. So I did not write about Daniel Alves. Of course, Daniel Alves was still going about his life when I wrote about Akanala out. But by the time I wanted to publish it, I saw that Daniel Alves' story passes as what I was talking about in Akanala. So I added it. So when you go to read it now, it will look like, oh, he just wrote about Akanala out. So you can relate to it. It's more powerful when people can relate to something you are writing based off of what just happened. Do you understand? Okay, so that's how you can go about it. The reason I'm mentioning this so that you don't wait. I don't want any space to come between your first 100K and your second 100K. I want it to be 100K April, 100K May, 100K June, July, like that continuously. Do you understand? All right. So let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next. Please, if you understand, say yes or say right on. Let me be sure you understand what I'm saying. All right. So the next one is similar to this one that we just talked about. So this one now is not for your students. Okay, it could be for your students too, because some of your students are really going to be interested in buying a collection of poems that you are doing. So now, even today, in fact, currently I'm doing something like that. If you go to my Instagram and TikTok, you will see that I'm making posts about grief. All right. So because I lost a lot of friends last year, last 2 years, and this year, and I started writing poems on grief, and I noticed that a lot of people could relate. Almost everybody has lost somebody that they like, that they really love. You understand? So people can relate to grief. So I started writing about grief, and people are interested. So what I did was I just stay in a place like this and I recite my poem. You understand? I just recite my poem and post it. So 30 seconds, 1 minute reels on Instagram. I post it. So I do that every day. The truth is, I did not shoot them, like I did not shoot them for those days that I posted them. On those days I posted them, I shot them like a week before the day you saw them. So what I do is I write the poems. I can write like up to 60 or 50 poems, then go to the place where I want to shoot it with my lights and then shoot it. So I shoot and then I post. Do you understand? So by the time I do that, hello, hey, excuse me, please. Okay, I did class. I did class. Sorry about that. Okay, so what was I talking about? Yes, so record the videos in advance and then post them. Make sure it's about something that people can relate to. Make sure it's something that people can pay for, right? Then, as you're posting those videos, tell them that you can put it all of them in a book. Maybe towards the uh, maybe 10, if it's remaining 10 to end it. Remember what I told you before. As you are doing this, you are preparing for the next. So you can be doing that 10 days to end that very month's challenge, 30 days challenge, by the way. You can be posting 2 poems. You can even publish a 30 uh, not 30 pages, but 30 poem, a collection of 30 poems. You can do that. It's called a chapbook. If you do up to 30 poems, you are good. You don't have to print it as an ebook. It's fine. Adeyemi Agarao's 30 this thing went viral, and he sold them and made a lot of money from it. So you can do the same thing. You can write 30 poems and put it in a chapbook and sell them. If you sell them for 2,000 naira, if 50 people buy it, you are good. So the truth is, if you keep posting using the hashtags, if you were in class day before yesterday, I dropped hashtags. I dropped number of times you should be posting and how you should be posting. If you continue, if you follow um, that very rule I gave to you, you follow it. There's a possibility that you reach a lot of people, and there's a possibility that up to 50 people will buy. And this, remember, these are just online people. There are people you know that you can meet and say, support me. I'm telling you honestly, all the times I said I want to sell my book at a discount, there are a group of people who have refused to buy my book at discount. They always want to buy it at the original price. Some of them even pay up to 50,000 for a book I'm selling for 2,000 naira, and they will tell me give to people that need. And that's exactly how I'm going to teach you this one in events when we get to events. The truth, the biggest mistake I made, I'm going to ensure just remind me to teach you this, how to separate different audiences and the monies they are going to bring in. You understand? Okay, so when you are writing these books, the target audience are people in your what is it called? People online. But the truth is, you can meet people physically in church, in school, and that's why you have to make people know that you're a poet. Some of you are poets, nobody knows. People are shocked when you tell them that you're writing poetry. Even you, it means you have not been doing enough to tell them that you're a poet. Let me tell you how you tell them that you're a poet. Every conversation, try to tie it around poetry. If they say something funny, you say your own that is funny using wordplay. Use funny wordplays. People be like, poet, don't come again. That is advertisement for you. Don't look normal. Don't barb your hair the same way everybody is barbing their hair. Do something crazy with your hair. Do something with your dressing so that when you pass, people should ask, what does this guy do, sir? Then they'll say, now poet. That's an easy way to advertise yourself. You shouldn't just pass and nobody notice that you passed. You should not be in a place where they're having conversation. A poet is someone who talks. Is not only someone who writes poems, who talks poetry. So in the conversation you have, by the time you raise your hand in a meeting, let them say, this poet don't come. You have to say something that is poetic. That's how you advertise yourself, your brand as a poet. Do you understand? Okay. So by the time you do that, continually, I mean those 30 days, you gather those poems. Another way to advertise the book, that's why you need to get sell it now. Get the book, sell it now. If you had bought that book yesterday when I told you to buy, I would have given you sell it now for free. So sell it now is 5,000 naira. If you get that book out, you will see how to market a book without money. You won't pay a dime, but you market it. So one of them is that you have intentionally make 3 book covers of one book, then put it out there and tell people to choose for you. Please, I need you to choose. The publishers just say you should choose one for me, and you see people. That's where I told you that advice. People like to give advice. They will want to kill you with advice. Okay, so help them be stupid. Just do like you don't know. You already know the one you want to choose, but just come online and say, please help me choose. You will see them telling you, choose this one. No, I don't like this one. This one, why is there Illuminati sign there? You see people vibrating onto based on what they were exposed to. You just know where their level is mentally. But don't fight them. Just say, oh, thank you very much, I value. Do it in a place where they won't know who voted most. You can do it on WhatsApp. Let them be voting. Later, you choose the one you wanted to choose. You understand? Why are you laughing? Priceless. Okay, so you understand what I'm saying, ba? Okay, so that's what you should do. When by the time they are done, you now say, good. So this book, for you people that helped me to choose, for you people that were here on my seeing it on my WhatsApp, is just 1,000 naira, or it's just 2,000 naira this very first week. You can even sell them on pre-order. If you're on WhatsApp, you notice I sell my books on pre-order. So I make between 100 to 150 before I even write the book finish. So that's what I always do. All right. Sometimes I don't make up to that amount, but most times I do. By the time I tell people pre-order now for 1,000 naira, else it will be 5,000 when it comes out. And whenever you threaten people like that, make sure you do that threat too. Don't go and say it's 5,000 when I'm going to print it. And then when you print it, you're now saying, okay, Angel spoke to me that I should reduce it 3,000. People will not take you seriously the next time you're going to threaten them. So if you threaten people and say, I'm going to sell it 3,000 naira after this pre-order ends, make sure you sell it 3,000 naira. Even if you're hungry, you're dying, 3,000 naira or no sale. It means the book does not have value. You move on to another book and create another book. Okay, so how do you choose a book that will sell? One, make sure that it comes from you. By you, I mean your brand is connected to it. I lost a lot of people. Remember, I lost a lot of friends. People watched me mourn. People watched me lose. I lost a lot. Basically, I lost money. I lost friends. I lost businesses. I lost my sanity. So people saw all of these things unfold. But so when I now said I want to write books on grief, people just noticed that it's supposed right. So people wanted to even buy just to support me. You understand? So make sure it is something that resonates with your background, something that happened. If not, if even if not everybody noticed, let people that are close to you notice that this is about you, more about you than anything else. Let it not be that you are just carrying something from somewhere and writing. You understand? So if you are into tech, write something about tech. If you are into business, write something about business. All right, write something that relates to your brand, something you are very passionate about, and then to the kind of audience that you want to market to. Do you understand? Okay. So if, for instance, you want to write for business people, you should write poems that call people to buy products online. I beg, support my hustle. No, they click, no, they click, no, they scroll, they pass. So you can do poetry like that. You see people on TikTok will use it and sell products. I'm going to write something like that. You will see people will use it to market their product on TikTok, market their product on Instagram. If you put it and then put it out there on streaming platforms. Do you understand? Okay, so this is what you can do. I've not even reached that place. We'll talk about streaming platform, how to make money on streaming platforms. All right, so let's just move on so we save time. Time is fast spent. So for this one, selling ebooks, I told you, you can price it at 2,000, you can price it at 1,000, you can price it at 500. There's something else you can do. You can tell people that if they bring 3 people to buy it, they can take the book for free. I'm telling you honestly, it works. You can tell your immediate fans that let them bring 3 people to buy it at 1.5, and they will take the book for free. So what you have done is that the people they will bring will pay for them and even give 500 naira extra. So you see people who have lots of followers will tell them, this book is the dope. So even if they get 2 people and fail to get the third, so what you can do, you should learn how to create links for each person will come, and it's not a small job. All right, so when you are done writing, you start creating links for your affiliate marketers, because that's what they are. So when they sell, you can tell them bring 5 people and buy it for 500, or bring 2 people and buy it for 500 instead of 1000 naira. People will come and buy. So they are bringing people for you at the same time you are selling the book. By the time you are done, you see that you have sold up to 100 people. Online are coming, people on your WhatsApp are buying, physical people are supporting you. So they can support you. You can see people that will support you with 10,000 naira. That's 10 people from one person, 10 people's money from one person. You understand? Okay, let's move on. This is just three. This is just three. Okay, so freelance writing. Remember, we talked about custom writing. This one is freelance. This one you can write poems, and then like poems not based on anything, just write and sell, write and sell. You can put it out there and tell them this is a poem. Maybe the first 4 lines, you put it out and tell them this poem is from me. If you want to buy it, you can even do art with it. Check out this account. I'm going to post it in our group. Check that account and see what the person is doing. Okay, she creates art with her poems, and then she sells them, just 3 lines, 5 lines, and then she does a painting around it and then sell it really expensively. So you can do your freelance, explore freelance writing opportunities for websites or publications, you know, that accept poetry submissions. I will drop a glossary. I'll drop a glossary of where you can find this link. Just remind me in the group. Someone should type it in the group so I won't forget. Okay, you can send your poems to. I know some of you know those websites where you can send in your submissions and they pay you small money. So if you get sent to like seven, if you send to like 40 to 50 of them, there's no way 3 will not take your work, and some of them pay up to $15. $15 is about 20,000 naira. So if 5 of them pay you 20K, that's 100K in 1 month. In 1 month. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so just as Osiago mentioned, this one is for open mic night. Okay, though they call it open mic night, but it's not really open mic. If people are paying to come watch, so it is not really open mic. You can decide to even host your own. You can host your own open mic and invite your friends to come and watch you perform the poems they have seen you do online. And then you invite your poet friends, people that will be begging, I want to perform, I want to perform. You can tell them perform. They will perform before you come up and do your special, your poetry special, where only you is performing. Then you can record the poem. Make sure the audio is good. Even if the video is not that good, if the audio is good, you are good. So you can put out the same recording on your streaming platforms for people to watch and tell them last night was beautiful. Watch out for season 2. So you have tried to advertise the next one. People, in fact, the biggest brands pay more on post promotion than pre-event promotion or in-event promotion. Most people promote their event more after they have done it. So they promote it really well because they know the next one, people that heard about this one and missed it will want to show up for the next. Okay, so always remember to give people the best experience because that's what they will remember. Most people don't remember your lines. After your event, they forget. They use Gary and forget it. They eat Gary, they swallow Gary and insult Tinubu or Buhari, and then they forget about whatever it is that you spoke. If you like, speak about how their grandmother took care of them, they will still forget. But they will not forget the experience they got. All right. That's why people invest much in lights. That's why people invest much in smokes. That's why they invest much in getting celebrities to come around because they'll be like, oh my god, you see that feeling of excitement seeing a celebrity is what people want to pay for. It's not like you cannot listen to those songs on your radio or using the CD or streaming them on your phone. The reason is because now you are seeing the person who did this, who took pictures with Davido, who did the collaboration with Davido. Oh my God, he's here. Ah, so that's what you are paying for, experience. All right. So make sure you tie your commerce at events around experience. Okay. So then for long term, this one is for those who are now big, so you can decide to ask people to pay for subscription. So if you have, for instance, if you have up to 400,000, 500,000 followers on Instagram, I'm not saying that's what you need to have before you ask for submission. I'm just saying, just imagine you have that. You can decide to charge for subscription. You can ask people that they should subscribe to see maybe behind the scene videos, or maybe something special for them. Just create something special that will be for special set of people, and then tell them to pay subscription. Subscription means every month. The same way you subscribe to DSTV, you can ask people to subscribe for this and that, and then you charge them. Make sure it is very small. So there are four kinds of business. I'm going to just tell you about three of them. There are four kinds of businesses. Please remember this. If you forget everything, don't forget about this. There are four kinds of businesses. There is the business we call ghosts, or uh, graveyard business. If you can hear me, type graveyard business on the timeline. Just type graveyard business. Water, please. Thank you. Type graveyard business if you can hear me. Okay, good. So, do you know what graveyard business is? Now, before I continue, I need you to understand when we say when we say um um what's the word again? Value margin. When we say value margin, we are talking about the difference between what you bought a product and what you are selling it for. By what you bought, I mean both the transportation from where you bought it, everything it took you to get that product to the market and to get you back to the house. Anything it took you is part of the expenditure. And then, so whatever it is, you sold it minus what you used to buy to purchase is the value margin. If you can hear that, type value margin. If you understand what I just said, type value margin. Value margin. Good. Now, have that in mind. Have that in mind as we go to the other one. The next one is um what's the word again? Volume. So volume is the number of sales you can make at a time. Okay, the number of sales. So type volume. Good. So the number of sales you can make at a time is volume. Value margin is the difference between what you spent purchasing and what you got from selling. All right. Good. By purchase, it could also mean produce, what you spent in producing. You might say, I did not spend it. It's only pen and paper that I bought, and then I bought data 2,000. That's not what you spent. Every minute, what are you worth per hour? You times it by the number of minutes or the number of hours you spent ideating and writing that piece. That's exactly what the cost is. So the cost is not only the pen that you used to write, or the paper that you use, or the data you used to type it and do the design. No. How much do you charge for a design? If they say, okay, only do the design, how much would you have charged? So these are the things you have to factor in when you're making your pricing. But let's leave that. Graveyard business is a business where the volume is small. Like you can only sell two, three in a day, or one safe. Sometimes you don't sell at all. And then the value margin too is very tiny. So you spend 2,000 naira, and you sell it for 2,200 naira. So what your gain is 200 naira, and you can only sell at most three. It means it's 600 naira you have made in a day. It means if you are lucky, the luckiest of your version of market is that you have made how much? You have made 600 naira times 30. That's what you have made. So that's a graveyard business. You will fold up soon. All right, like somebody catching cold, your business will soon fold. All right, so you don't want that to happen to your business. So that's a graveyard business. Another business is the one we call mass business. Mass, not mathematics. So MASS. Type it. MASS business. Mass business. Correct. So mass business is the one where um, the value margin is small, but then the volume is much. So what I'm taking now is mass business. The difference is not much, because for God's sake, this is the cheapest thing. So that's why we started complaining when it got to how much? How much are they selling it around you? When it increased, we started complaining, because this is supposed to be one of the cheapest thing ever, pure water. You understand? So the value margin is small. The value margin is small. Sorry, my cat is disturbing me. Pie is disturbing me. So this is where the value margin is small. This is where the value margin is small, but then the volume is much. So this kind of business is better than the graveyard business, but it's not the best. All right, it's not the best. It means you have to sell a lot. It means you have to deal with a lot of people. I sold a lot of copies of my book last month, but I suffered. Imagine chatting with over 4,500 people in one day. That was why I had to invest in that's why I had to invest in sorry about that, guys. I don't know why people left their house to come to my house and make noise. That was why. What was I talking about, guys? Sorry, I forgot. Yes, I invested in autoresponder, and some of you started flirting with autoresponder. Women, vampires. So I had to invest in autoresponder. Okay, okay, thank you. That is reassuring. That was why I had to invest in autoresponder to make sure that um, I save my life. It's not easy. People will just send you hi. Have you done a radio program and put out your number? People will just flash you just to be sure that, and be like, the number go Naim, Naim. But they do busy first. They just want to flash you. They just want to send you a message and see if it is Graciano true. Some of them might do a voice note and they're like, oh my God, it's you. I thought it's somebody else that is chatting. So people are like that. So imagine people, you are under pressure. I was under severe pressure to raise about 4.5 million naira. I was under pressure to raise that money. Me and my team, I was busy. I was replying messages by myself. I didn't give it to anybody. I was replying messages, doing voice notes so that people will know that it's me. And people will be like, senior man, are you okay? Yeah, I don't want to buy any book. So why did you click on my link? So mass business is tiring. You will make the money, but you will suffer. You might even incur some health challenges. Some health challenges. Yes, so I suffered. People just want to hear your voice and be sure it's you. And be like, okay, now I'm sure it's your number. Let me save it. So which of the books do you want to buy? Me, buy which book? I don't get money. I never even eat today. So people are like that. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do mass business. Another one is I don't want to talk about the fourth one. The third one, which is the one I want you to do, is the one we call the ideal business. Type ideal business. Ideal business is the one where the margin is good. Do you know what a good margin is? Where you are making 70%, where you're making more than 40% is good, but it's not the best. Ideal is 70%. 70% profit. So by 70%, I mean if you bought it for 100 naira, you I don't know how to count volume, like how to decide depending on the product. The volume will decide the product. If you are selling something that the money is small, and the number of sales, even if you make 70% profit, if it's maybe 20 naira product you are selling, it doesn't make sense still. All right, so 70% on anything, maybe 2,000 naira or 1,000 naira, will make sense. You understand? It will make sense. So that said, let's go back to what I was talking. So you see how it relates. I had to mention this so that you understand it. I don't just want to breeze through all of them, even though that's what I should be doing to save time. So for poetry subscription, what do you think it is? Which business you think it is? What kind of business is it? Is it the graveyard, the mass, or the ideal? Are you sure it's the ideal business? Or was this were these the answers from the one I told you to type? Think of it carefully. Oh. Remember, I told you they have to be many. I told you they have to be many, and then you should charge small. So which one? Yeah, good, good, priceless. A very smart babe, a very smart lady. Yes, yes. So the these things should not be much when you're sub. Should I be talking about these things for long? People have not even started. Does anybody have up to 10,000 followers on Instagram? Yes, Tehari. You're very correct. Why are you shining teeth? You wanted to say it's ideal business. Roberto, why are your teeth that white and your face yellow? Is it because your name is Roberto? Robelo. Okay, so okay, okay, so that's exactly what it is. Mass. So do you know why you will not? Do you know why it will not pay you? It will not pay you because you are shooting only one video for all of those who subscribe to watch. So the effort is not much. That's why it is close to ideal. The effort is not much, but then if 10,000 of if you have up to 400,000, and maybe what is 10% of 400,000? That's 400, right? Is it 400? That's 1% too. 1% is 400. That means 10% will be 4,000. So let's even pretend that it's not up to 4,000 that subscribe. Even if it's 1,000 people that subscribe, 1,000 times 2,000 naira, or let's say 1,000 naira subscription every month. That's 1,000 times 1,000. That's 1 million naira every month for just those who subscribed. You understand? So that's good money, but that will only come after you have grown. So this might take up to 5 years, 3 to 5 years if you are consistent. Okay, because that's what I want to do now. I want to make sure I get up to 3 to 500 followers in the next 3 to 5 years. So you can join me if you want to join me on that on that challenge. I actually need people to join me so that I will be gingered. We can ginger each other. We can be each other's what's that thing called? Accountability partner. Is it 40,000? Is it 40,000 or 4,000? 10% of 400,000. Oh, it's 40K. You see, that's good money. That's about 10 million naira. If we are doing 10,000 people, that's about 10 million naira every month. Ah, yes, 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 the Harry, you are very correct. It's like you are like that Igbo boy that knows mathematics when they add naira on when they add naira or dollars around it. Okay, so let's move on. Hey, Vincent John, how now? How is Bielsa? Well done. Okay, so next is poetry merchandise. Poetry merchandise. This is where, remember I mentioned that these ones are for people who are now big. Okay, so you can put some of your quotes on shirts, and sell them. Write it in a special way. There's somebody who uses uh, semicolon to represent I in all of his merchandise. So whenever you see anything written anywhere, and the semicolon is representing I, if for instance the word give, you now see G semicolon VE, you know that it's from him. So write it in a way that people are going to know it's you, some special way. People are going to know it's you. And then when you do that, to kana yin Hausa kai Bahaushe ne? Yaushe ka iya Hausa? Okay, so by the time you start making those sales, wrecking those sales, you can even have people that will print it for you for free. Some people just want to partner with you because you are now big, so they can say, okay, let's make your shirt for you, give us the quotes, and then we'll pay you royalties from each sale. So you advertise these things. You can just wear the shirt and do your poem, and then in the caption you'll be like, if you need the shirt I wore, there are only 50 copies available or 50 shirts available. You can buy them and you pay for the way bill, the dispatch. The dispatch, it's going to get to you wherever you are on the face of this earth. You can do that same thing, and then yeah, it's Hausa class. Okay, so a lot of you don't even know that I'm Hausa more than I'm Igbo, yeah. So you can do merchandise. You can do on tumblers, on cups, on anything, on towels. You can do and sell. So also remember that thing I told you about businesses, graveyard, mass, and ideal. Whenever you are doing all of these things, okay. So if you are putting a lot of effort, make sure that you are getting 70% and in return. So you can also do poetry podcast. Some people are asking me, how can I get money from poetry podcast? Leave poetry podcast. Let's talk about YouTube channel. YouTube channel pays you. Uh, let me just say 12 to 15,000, depending on the content and where you are posting from. Okay, they pay you 12 to 15,000 naira from the number of streams. Don't go there. They pay you 12 to 15,000 from the number of streams. Okay, so um, for every 1,000, it means if you get up to 10,000 views, let's just keep it at 10,000. It means you get 10 times 150 from one video. That's 150,000 naira from one video in just 1 month. You did not turn back. Now you are here, except if you leave, then you have turned back. So do you get my point? Of course, you have to have up to 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, and 4,000 hours view time. Please help me type it so that people will see it. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours view time, then you will earn 15,000 from every 1,000 views. Again, I repeat, I'll say it slowly. 1,000 subscribers, good. 4,000 hours, 4,000 hours view time. Yes, 15,000 naira from every 1,000 views. 15,000 naira from every 1,000 views. So that, yes, yes. So 15,000 naira is what you will get. Naira, remember I said naira. 15,000 naira from every 1,000 views. So now tell me, people like Pastor Jerry Easy, do you know how much he makes? I calculated his money some time ago. That dude makes at between 8 to 18 million naira every day he comes live on YouTube. That's why you see him coming online and say share, 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 ha ha ha, share, share, ha ha ha. People are sharing. Of course, I don't know whether the miracles are real. It's not on me to judge. But what God cannot do does not exist. Yeah. So, but I'm just calculating as a businessman. I know that he's making between 8 to 18 million naira. Sorry, to 800 to 1.8 million naira. Sorry, I made a mistake. 800 to 1.8 million naira every single day it comes live. So calculate that by 30 days. Help me calculate. So I think day before yesterday made it 4 years he started. 4 years he started. He started in 2020 during the pandemic. So that was what I think he blew the same time Mr. Funny blew, and for the same reasons. A lot of people were at home, they were looking for what to do. Churches were not opening because they were all scared. So he did his own, just online church, and people were joining. So that was how he blew. Mr. Funny, the same thing. So help me calculate. Let's calculate with the list. 800,000 naira times 30. That's what he earns in a month. Let's move on. This one is not for you. Become big first. Do the small ones and grow from there. Then you become big from YouTube. I've not even gotten up to 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm in 900 and something, and that's because I've not really this has not really been my core. But now I'm giving my that's why we are here. You understand? The number of views I'm going to get from this can get up to maybe 2 hours, right? 2 hours per person. So that will give me some kind of views, so that when it gets to 1,000 I can also start monetizing it. All right, so let's move on. So that's why I'm not really bothered whether you buy a book or you don't buy. You understand? So you can do that, and then yeah, that's 24 million naira in a month. So you see, it doesn't have issues apart from offerings and tithe and support and seeds. People are really like that. So yeah, let's move on. Next is um I think let's end it here. Let's end it here. My laptop is about to go off. So ask questions from the previous class and now let us answer them. Let's answer them. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Please, I hope you saw that they added hours there. 4,000 is not 4,000 views. Oh. People make that mistake. I have 10,000 views, but I've not gotten up to 4,000 hours view time. You understand? So, and that 4,000 hours view time has to happen in 1 year for you to start earning. It has to happen. You cannot have 2,000 hours view time this year, and then next year you start saying it's remaining 2,000 hours. It has cut. You start afresh. So it's per 1 year. So what they want is for you to keep churning out content, quality content that people want to click on. So what you are supposed to be doing is to get lots of subscribers, because the more the subscribers, the more the number of hours you are assured. You understand? Okay. So questions. I'll take only three questions. Three questions only from anything at all, from the things we have talked about this boot camp, throughout the boot camp. Yes, you can make an audio collection of your poems. So you can use Pixabay Music. If you don't have money to get the service of to contract the service of a producer, you can go to there are many websites, but Pixabay Music is the one I always use. You can go to Pixabay Music, ask ChatGPT which poems, which kind of songs, which kind of music can be used in the background of a poem. That is, you talk about the tone of the poem, because the background of the song has to push the tone of the poem. So you talk about it. She will give you, ChatGPT is a girl. She will give you um, ideas of the kind of songs you search for. Then you go back to Pixabay Music and search for those uh, kind of songs and kind of music instrumentation. Then you download them for free. You can go to InShot, do your voicing, use Dolby, Dolby. Please type it, Dolby. If you get, for those of you who invited people, you will get all of this app. You get Dolby, You will get CapCut, you will get InShot, you will get all of these apps basically. So with them you can create content. To the real creator, if you don't have it and you want to buy it to the real creator, it's now 3,000. Sorry, I gave it for 1,000. You people refuse. You left a gift. You looked a gift horse in the mouth. Your 1,000 naira is what you are holding. You will hold it. So to the real creator is 3,000 naira. You get it. Yes, Dolby. So this, I like this app because it cancels out the background sound. Let me play something for you. Let me play. Do you look at six? Now I can't count without counting when your presence is not here, Jabron. So you see how clear it is. I recorded this where the place was not that quiet, but this was where I recorded it. And some way you don't cover thick blanket. You and them na school where people supposed to see how it sounds like I was in a studio. So that's what Dolby. This is how it is. So this is how Dolby is. This is how it is. Sorry, let me put off my lights. So this is how Dolby is. Can you see it? You can see Dolby, huh? Dolby on. Sorry, I don't even mention it well. Dolby on. All right. So you can download it. It's available on both iOS phones and Android phones. Faith Solomon, why do you want us to record? When I told you to be here, what happened? Okay, so yes, you can record and then send it, give to streaming platforms. There are people who can post your work, distribution platforms. I mean, distribution agencies. They can distribute it for you. You can even learn. Go to YouTube and search for how do I distribute. Yes, you can also learn these things too and help musicians to distribute. I know someone who distributes mine. I pay him 5,000 naira every year to distribute my audio content to different platforms. All right, so you can do the same thing. You should have charged phone now with Jane or somewhere. Didn't you go to church? They don't let you use charger in church. Ask the questions, please. Ask. Remaining two questions. Ask. So let's end this. I'm sweating here. I need to unfold my shin. Two more questions. We have 2 minutes left before my laptop goes off. Two more questions, please. If you want, if you, I'm not saving anything. If you want more, go and buy the book. Buy the book. It's Becoming Billionaire Poet in Weeks. Okay, I'm going to save it, but still buy the book. Here are the two questions. How important is your stage name? It's very important to don't get a stage name that you want to change later. It means that when people are searching, people that know you by this name, I don't want to mention some of my students who changed their names. They are regretting now. They don't, not like they are regretting. They are regretting not choosing a name they will be proud of. So it's possible that you will get to a place where they will tell you, this name is ungodly. Like this guy's name, Young Tog. Young Tog was accused of killing somebody, and in court, they were asking him, what is your name? He now bent his neck as if he's innocent and say, I'm Young Tog. They say, even your name is not innocent. So don't choose a name that you will regret later on. Choose a name that you'll be very proud of in the next 50 years. Yeah? 50 years is the life of an artist. I don't think anybody can shine more than 50 years except you die. Then you can continue to shine like Fela. So please, what's the question I missed? I know I've answered one. I've answered two now. Remaining one. Please retype it or just copy and paste it so that I'll see it. We have about 30 seconds left. My laptop is about to go off. Yes. Ask the question, please. Ask it fast so that way Round off. We're almost 30 minutes late. Will there be an issue if your page name is different from your stage name? Yes, there will be an issue. Why will you be having so many names? Why will you be having followers? You don't have up to 1,000 followers. Please, I will advise you to create accounts with the same name everywhere. Do you understand? Create accounts with the same name everywhere. So my name is Graciano Owenem everywhere, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere you go, so that you just know it's just me. My stage name is my own name too. All right. So sometimes I put it in parentheses, Sir Graciano. You understand? So that's my stage name. A lot of you don't know that Graciano is my real name. It's not my stage name. So if you are below 30, don't ever call me Graciano Imorem. I will knock your head. That's disrespectful. Call me uncle. Okay. How to memorize your poems easily. I mentioned this in Spoken Poetry 101. Get the book. Spoken Poetry 101 will teach you that. Write with more sound devices. That's why you have not forgotten your nursery rhymes, because a lot of sound devices. Write with more sound devices. Rehearse. Rehearse. They say if you can say your poem 18 times without making a mistake in a noisy environment, you have owned it. Rehearse very well. All right. The yardstick of a good poem, I already told you. The yardstick of a good poem is dependent on the audience. So, who is your audience? If the audience accepts it, then go ahead. Every speaker, like I said, has an audience. Odume JJ, is he a good speaker to me? Nope. I will even be laughing at all of the mistakes he's been making. But some people actually listen to him. So, yeah. So, he's still an orator. He's a speaker. He has an audience. Yes, more word plays, right? Rhythm and sound devices help you to memorize easily. There are so many other things mentioned in Spoken Poetry 101. Get it. Get it. You will not die. If you miss 1 week without data and get a book that you will read and help your life, you are going to help your life. You are not really helping me. You are helping yourself. This book I've sold over how many copies now? Over 11,000. Okay, over 10,000 copies. I've sold over 10,000 copies, counting. So if one person does not buy, it's not going to really do anything to me. What's your 3,000 going to do to me like this? One plate of food, do you know how much it is now? It's about 5K. From where I buy, it's 7.5. From where I eat, it's 7.5, one plate of food. They increase it to 7.5. So your 3,000 is not enough for one plate of food. If you keep holding it, you're holding yourself. Another way you can make money is to affiliate. You can affiliate for an event. Most people buy table from big people's events and keep it. Then towards the beginning of the show, they come to the gate and say, "I get table ticket if you want to buy." But now, no be 100,000 and 150. So people do that. People affiliate. They affiliate for courses. They affiliate for books. I know my students affiliate for my books. So it's going for 3,000 naira. But if you buy from my student, you buy it for 2,000 naira, and then they will get 1,000 out of that 2,000, and I will get only 1,000. So you see why you're not doing me? That's why you're not doing me anything. Just send me a message. Send WPD on WhatsApp to me. I've been announcing it now. Where have you been? Send WPD as a WhatsApp message, and then automation will continue from there. All right, guys, we are done for today. Thank you for your time. Hopefully, next year, World Poetry Day, I'm going to do another GIG free class. But for now, let's prepare for May. May we have a master class where we are going to have all of the top poets, not all, most of the top poets, 10 of them are going to be talking to us. So it's not going to be like before, where they will speak only 5 to 20 minutes. This time, they will have 1 full hour teaching all they know about poetry from their experience. So it's going to be amazing. Lyrical High, um, Happy, Toby Abiodu, 78 Samis, Bash Amuneni, DK Chukwumerije, what's her name? The girl from House on the Rock, Lagos. IB Quakes. So all of them, they are going to be talking to us, and it's happening in May. Registration is 25,000 naira for now. For now, it's 25,000 naira. For now, it's 25,000 naira. For now. For now. For now. All right. I'm smiling, but my smiling is very dangerous. So if you waste time and these people tell me that no, now I can't be teaching in a place they're paying you 25,000 naira, I'm going to increase it. So it's actually out of the goodness of my heart. If you have met me, you will see that I'm a very kind person, but I'm not a nice person. If my kindness is going to hurt me, I'm going to withdraw my kindness. So please take the opportunity right now, pay the 25,000 naira, and be set on your way to greatness. All right. So I really enjoy seeing students of mine. Oh, they've returned the power supply. I enjoy seeing my students. Uh, okay, now they've returned the power. Should we continue? No, I'm tired. So I enjoy my own students, teach like the younger ones. People who are, if I mean younger ones, I mean these ones that started poetry like 5, 6, 7 years ago. I like seeing them teaching people that are starting like them too. You understand? Because the truth is, there's a possibility that no matter how well I teach you, you will keep thinking, it's you now, you have made it. It's easy for you to say all of these things because you've been doing poetry for a long time. We are just starting. Allow us, you know. So, but if you see that your mates are really doing well, okay, just imagine IB Quicks talking to you now because you are seeing what she's doing at the moment. You really want to, oh, now my mate now. IB Quicks, IB Quicks was, she was 15 in 20 in 20 in 2016. Yes, she was 15 in 2016. So just check what her age will be now. Yes, 15. That was either 14 or 15 in 2016. So check her age now. It should be around most of your age right now because I know I got your contact, like I got you into my classes from my adverts, my Facebook advert, and I targeted between 22 to 30. So most of you are within the same age bracket. Very few of you who lied. You lied to Facebook. That's why you are here. Some of you are 19 years old. I was shouting the other day. Somebody told me that she was just 16. How can you be 16? How can you be 16 and you are here? What book can you buy? Why are you too serious with your life? That was on a lighter note. All right. Faith Solomon says yes, uncle. All right, so guys, we are done for today. Remain in the class, don't go. Hmm. If you leave, if you want to leave, no problem, oh, no problem. But if you really want to stay, there will be giveaways. So if there are free classes anyway, I just come to that place to drop it. So it's not everything I will send as a broadcast to everybody. I can't be sending broadcast about how to write content, free class on how to write content that we convert. And I cannot be sending it to Timi Dakolo or to Jeremiah Gang. I cannot be sending it to MI or to Bonner Boy. Do you understand? Even though I have their contact, but I can't send it to them. It will not. It will look stupid. So that's why sometimes I don't do broadcast to everybody. I will just come to that group and drop it. So if you, in case you are asking what is the meaning of GIG, GIG means Graciano is good. So that's where I do most of my giveaways, my freebies, discounts. You know, if there's any free class, that's where I drop it. I just believe that all the people there are students of mine, both those that can pay for my courses and those that couldn't pay. I believe that one day you'll be able to pay, you'll be able to afford some of those classes. So if you can't pay 25,000 naira for me, don't worry. In the next 2 years, it might be 100,000 you will pay. So people that couldn't pay 3,000 those days, they are the ones that paid 10,000 the last class. All right. So don't worry about it. You will still grow to the point where you'll be able to pay. And I forgot to mention, there's also a factor of time in your growth. So some of the things I teach you now, you might practice them and you won't see results. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's just that your your environment, the people you are around, don't really have money. When I was 19, 20, 22, my fans were people like me, 19, 20, 22, all dependent people shouting, Cho, he's gonna bust my head, but they couldn't pay for anything. So some of you, your fans are still your friends that are still begging for pocket money. So how can they, out of their pocket money, support you to the extent where you make ₦1 million? It's going to be hard. So in case you do some of these things and you don't see results immediately, it does not mean that the teaching was flawed or that something is wrong with you. It means you just need time. Just keep gathering quality audience. The way you carry yourself is going to determine the kind of people that come to you. Do you understand? Don't be hard on yourself and don't be hard on me. Don't be hard on me. I'm glad that this class is free, so you won't say anybody deceived you. Please carry your money and go. Carry the lesson and go and practice. If it works for you, fine. Nothing is wrong with the lesson. Like if you teach a class and 98% of them get results, good results from it, is the class wrong? No, it is not. So go and ask some of my students. Some of my old students are here. The things I taught you work for you. Did they work for you? Because I get testimonies a lot, almost every day. Sometimes I don't even post them. I get testimonies from my old students, and sometimes I don't post them. Toby Abiodu, which they were shouting, boss. He just saw another thing I told him a long time ago. He saw it now. you know so as you keep going in your journey, you will see some of the things I taught you. You should always know that it's not just you I'm talking to a lot of people. So there are different people in this place having different journeys, you understand. So some of you are close to the finish line. Some of you are just starting. So I'm talking to all of you. As you are running, you'll be seeing some of those things I taught you, because these things are things that you will see. You must see them. You understand? So don't be hard on yourself, like I said. Whew. All right, thank you guys. See you guys next year. But then, if you can, next 2 months, let's see you so that we will arrange you. We'll arrange you. Then, if you are one of my mentees, get ready. We are continuing class on Saturday and Thursday. If you are one of my mentees, and of course, I'm giving 500,000 naira to 5 students at the end of the year from my mentees. All right.